Sweden knows it is small, but it believes it can do big things. And you can see this in music, but you also see it in science, you see it in research, you see it in the funding that Sweden gets from the European Union. Um, the publication record is excellent. My colleagues are pushing the boundaries of what is possible in visualization and image analysis. And all of that is happening here at Linköping University, again at a disproportionate rate. So more than many other Swedish universities combined in this specific areas, the strength of the MIT lab. I'm from Ecuador, and I did my PhD in the United States. And after that, I came to Sweden. I did a postdoc at Uppsala, and then I became associate professor at KTH, and now I'm here, associate professor at Linköping University. And I view my work as a mechanism to improve people's performance in understanding, in learning, in manipulating objects that they may not be able to see directly, for example. So that's a lot of the work that I've been doing. The first thing is that humans have really, really good mechanisms to see and understand the world. They are not perfect. There are optical illusions, and our memory is not perfect, and our perception is not perfect. But it is one of the best instruments our minds have in understanding and predicting the world. Hey, the second thing is that even though we are very, very powerful, today most of the things are not visible. Most of the things that we care about are not visible. And now we use instruments, and we use both physical but also logical and logical instruments. We use computer science, we use artificial intelligence, we're using machine learning and pattern recognition. But then in order to understand that, it's very difficult to do it in the same language that we program this AI. So what we do is we translate it back into something that is visual. And there's a lot of work in creating those mappings in such a way that it makes sense for the user. It makes sense for the scientist that is taking a look at this data. So so that's what I'm thinking. So Sweden is strategically positioning itself in remaining at the forefront of research and innovation in visualization, in artificial intelligence. And you can see this in the way that the funding is happening. So you have programs like the WASP program that is an enormous program to fund hundreds of PhD students and professors in the area of artificial intelligence. And that is closely related to what I do. So I am the National Technical Manager of Infravis, and that is a research infrastructure centrally funded by Vetenskapsrådet. And they believe in the premise, Vetenskapsrådet, in the premise that through visualization and data analysis, we can make a positive impact, a long-term positive impact in the scientific output of Sweden. I think it's a national priority. It is understood, it is deeply understood that scientific advancement is the currency of future sustainability, both economical sustainability but also ecological sustainability. I respect that a lot. One of my roles at Linköping is to lead C Research, which is the research brand of Visualisering Center C. It's called C Research. And the goal there is to collaborate with researchers that are doing very, very cool stuff that anyone can understand with the proper setting and the proper framing, and turn everyone into a scientist, having impact on young people's minds, having impact on other colleagues. And I have an opportunity to be a part of that, a small part of that, in connecting the researchers from all areas with audiences from all areas, and then doing research on that. In other words, how do people understand? How do people take it home? Do they integrate it into their education? What is the long-term impact? Will we have more surgeons if we are showing a neurosurgical exhibition with augmented reality, as I have here in this picture? Will young kids suddenly, they've done a surgery, they've come to the museum and performed the surgery. Will that have an impact on the choices they make for their future? Scientists and researchers, they work for publications and they work for funding, but they don't have a lot of time left to work for outreach. So if I can package the outreach together with the publication and funding, potential future funding, then we have something that motivates people to participate to the extent that is necessary for something like this to be successful. I will continue to be the National Technical Manager of INFREVIS. So I continue to play a central role in this research infrastructure at a national level. I will continue to lead PhD theses and to attract funding to have more PhD theses and postdocs. Here in the center, I will lead the immersive visualization group. So I will be the head of the unit. So those are the immediate goals that we want to see happen in the next 2 to 5 years. I like all sorts of food, but I like to compare lasagna. So when I go into a restaurant, if I have an opportunity, I like to, it's an Italian restaurant perhaps, and I like to order lasagna and see how good their lasagna is. Is it crisp? So lasagna is sort of like my plate, my unit of measure for Italian restaurants. Now I can only say Avicii, but because that's what I was thinking when you were asking the question. But if I have to expand my mind from the beginning of time, it's Led Zeppelin. I like to watch movies. I like to listen to audiobooks. And when I'm listening to audiobooks, I can be out strolling, walking around, or go to the gym, or do chores at home. So I really, really have discovered audiobooks as something that I like doing almost all the time, if I can pay attention to it. There's this flavor, I don't know if it's popular internationally, it's raisin rum, or rum raisin, I don't know which way it's said in English. I like that one. But of course everyone loves chocolate ice cream. So between those two. Galapagos in Ecuador. Go there. Everyone. The animals are incredible. So you sit down next to sea lions and turtles, and you're swimming with sea lions. Right next to you, you're swimming with sharks. Right next to you. The waters are clear and warm. The beaches are relatively empty and white sand. So if you go to Galapagos, leave some space for just hanging out.